Welcome, everyone. Today is Wednesday, August 5th, and it's really funny to be on the other side of the fence now that I'm going to be speaking tonight, but I'm just beyond delighted to share. Really, it's probably one of Dale and my most passionate topics. I am a certified essential oil coach, Aroma Tech certified, and a diamond with doTERRA. And really what this all means is I teach a lot, and for those of you that are local, you probably know all of that. But we're here tonight to talk about live cleaner, breathe easier, the natural home journey. And tomorrow night, if you are local, I'm going to have at our home an unfiltered, unplugged with Dr. Shane. So please come. And then next Wednesday is Dr. Courtney, and she's going to be speaking on raising healthy children in an unhealthy world. So definitely one to whether you're grandparents or godparents or parents, great class to come to. On the 18th, we're going to have our revised forest bathing. For those of you that didn't come to the last one, this is our newest one. And then Wendy's going to be teaching locally here at the Senior Center on improved focus, memory, and mood naturally. So that'll be a great class. So feel free to come to that one. And Dr. Shane, back to school, the immune, as we know, our kids now start going back and bringing all those fun things back home for us and to us and so on. So definitely another good one. And Pelvic Floor 101, make it fun. Dr. Laura's been with us a number of times. Great information. I'm really excited to learn a little bit more from her as well. We were supposed to have next Tuesday the business class with Betty, but because a number of you are working the polls, we pushed it out to October after convention, and we added an extra hour so we can talk a little bit about just minimal about a recap, but really most about the business part even from convention. So make your way to that. The QR code's down below, and it's only $10 for those 4 hours. So big value for those 4 hours. So put a 1 in the chat if you are going to a convention in person. Put a 2 in the chat if you're going virtual. And this came out. It is the biggest kit in the history of doTERRA. 15 new items. 50% off for in-person. And fan favorites back from the vault. So that's what we have. Just a little teaser. Again, 1 if you're going in person and 2 if you're going virtual. And guys, right here, Jessica Moultrie has a big part in convention this year, and she is a wellness advocate for years. Went to presidential, and we're just excited that she's playing such a big role. If you haven't registered yet and you're going in person, you can use Diamond 20 and get $20 off. It says through August 13th. So if you want $20 off from now until the 13th, please use this code when you register. So August specials, perfect timing, back to school. Starts with wellness. That's where we have Dr. Shane and Dr. Courtney both speaking this month. And then the harvest spice, much needed come next month. I always think once September comes, we close up a little bit more, and it's an amazing, and it always sells out. And then the very much, I will tell you, my husband's been using castor oil more than ever in the last couple weeks. So the castor oil and the castor oil pack is also limited time. And these 2 here, when they're sold out, they're sold out. So definitely get your specials going now. And tonight is, and through the 31st, so we have, including tonight, 4 more of these Master Club, which means if you are going to enroll tonight or enroll someone, you're going to get a Breathe Touch with 100 PV order, and 150 Breathe and diffuser, and then a 200, these 3 goodies down there. So definitely reach out whoever invited you, and if they do not have a code, I don't gain anything, but what I gain is that your person, your guest, your whomever friend will get to these free items, and I'm more than glad to share that code with you all. So we're going to get started. Basically, what is a toxin? And again, this topic is not to scare you, but more make you aware of what's really happening, as you'll be, I think, as shocked as we continue to see the more and more Dill and I study on this. Any substance that disrupts normal cell function. And we wonder why we have so many unhealthy cells. We're going to be talking about toxins and chemicals, and they're definitely not the same. And then toxins are everywhere. So they are in food and water, in the air, and definitely, we all know, cleaning supplies, personal products, and it goes on and on. But our body already detoxes naturally, but you'll see the organs there that work together to eliminate, and we have to work with our systems to help eliminate the things we're taking in and the things that we are exposed to. And most shocking on this page is that indoor air can be 2 to 5 times more toxic than the outdoors. Why? Cleaning products, air fresheners, candles, synthetic materials, and things like that. And it's hard to believe that the average person is exposed to over 700,000 synthetic chemicals since 1940. And you're going to see where this number moves around. So what's in your drinking water? You'll see some not good things. Is it well water? Is it city water? What is it? So you will see here is estimated to contain at least one detectable forever chemical, the PFSA. So you will see here all of the many things that is in our water. So when we talk about things that are more toxic in our home and what can we break away from, here it is. And these are amongst the PFSA, the forever chemicals are the most studied environmental toxins today. And who's doing the majority of them is the Environmental Protection Association, is the first to be putting out a new standard for water. And they figured that 100 million Americans will be affected by this first ever natural standard that they're going to be putting out, which is long past due, but very, very important. And it's detected in most Americans through the CDC. We're going to be talking about that monitoring soon. But you can see what happens when these long-term forever chemicals, and here it is. So why do we have more thyroid issues, elevated cholesterol, immune, all kinds of things here? Right there, this is the culprit right there. And did you know that the drinking water rule could prevent thousands of deaths and thousands of illnesses over time? So this new rule is going to really, really help. And is it going to cost people in the city higher water bills? Yes, but long term, it's going to help a lot of people. And then you can see right there, nearly 15,000 known PFSA, the forever chemicals identified from the EPA. So you'll just see a lot of stats here and a lot of shocking information as well. And probably most to me is more than 96% of our teenagers still have measurable levels of the forever chemical in the national or recent surveys. So that's unfortunate, but unfortunately, our teenagers are exposed to a lot of plastics and just a whole lot that is going on out there as well.
So what's in your water? This is an interesting brochure that was out, but it talks about different things that are in your water and how they came from. And topping it all off on the top is the age-old argument about lead pipes in these older towns, townships, in cities, and who's responsible for cleaning that and fixing it. Well, would we know who's responsible when we get sick because of it? So keep in mind these local restrictions and local things that are happening are very important to our health also. And you can see other things that are in there.
The big thing to me for this whole thing that Dale's sharing right here is the potential health concerns. And I know many of you are experiencing these firsthand, so keep that in mind.
In here again, talks about different monitoring programs used to check all of this stuff. And it just comes back to having the proper testing, having the proper agencies to keep on top of this and let us know. And later I'll shed a little light on one of the important things that they test. Well, of course, these are different types of exposures at different times from your work. We're talking even when we're relaxing and sleeping. And we're going to touch base about even in your home itself or in your car. You can be constantly bombarded with some type of toxins or chemicals.
Is anybody, put a one in the chat if you are surprised by that comment below. The consumption of food dyes has increased not 50, 500% over the last 50 years. 500.
And the reason is we want our food to look nice and fresh and crispy. So what do? Is we cover it with wax. We cover it with a color so that it looks more appetizing. And the reality is we have been studying all of these types of things, like it says, for years. However, the studies don't turn into solutions. All they do is become a report, and then it's foundered away, and we suffer from it.
When toxins interfere, cells can't what? And we see a lot of people, lack of energy, can't repair our cells. Our cells can't communicate. So just look at what happens when our toxins, our cells are filled with some of these toxins that are out there. So signs of overload. When is our body getting too many of these things? And I think that this is a big and reality here of digestive issues, brain fog and fatigue, skin breakouts. I'm even seeing some babies with them, definitely some toddlers, and a lot of aches and weakening of the immune system, which has a lot to do with stress too, but a lot of toxins. So over 1/3 of the US report feeling tired most days. And here is one reason why. So this is a little surprising to me. The average spends about average family of four, $680 per year on cleaning product. So I really looked back as to in 2025 what we spent on cleaning supplies, and basically it was for the most part either a Abode spray, On Guard, and the On Guard concentrate, guys. And it's nothing like this whatsoever. It might be $68. So it was incredible. A more conservative by a different group says the average is $170. And maybe that's all of us from doTERRA and others that are using natural solutions or vinegar or things like that. But to think that Americans spend $25 billion a year on cleaning products, and this is what it is releasing, a lot of the toxins in the air. And you can see right here, whether it be gardening or household products or laundry detergent or floor polishing and toilet bowl cleaning, it doesn't matter what it is. These are where the toxins are in our home. And we talk about it's more toxic than outdoors. Here are some reasons why. Danger warning and caution. Like Dale has always said, we look at these, but never take them serious. So look at here, right here, what does it mean? And usage and examples. So when we see these, we just say, oh, yep, better pay attention. But do we really know what these all mean and the difference between them?
And what's worse is, why do we permit products like this to be released to the general public without having been through all of these things and eliminate those dangers? And we all know it's because of cost. It's cheaper to make something that way than it is a natural way.
This is one of the slides that we've had before, the 10 dangerous chemicals to ban from your home. Less than 20% of widely used chemicals have a complete, only 20, less than 20, have been set for publicly available health and safety data. And the chemicals found in our personal care products, I don't need to read these, but feel free to take some pictures of these and share them with others because,
A-
go ahead.
As you all know, we do a lot of trade shows and different things. I shouldn't say trade shows.
Health,
Healthy
and wellness.
shows. And I always ask my clients when I'm talking to them about these types of things in your home and what they use. And then I always go and say, do you know what the number one most toxic thing in your home is? And they come up with a couple things, but I said, no, it's laundry detergent. And I go through the example, especially in the summer, smelling their rag out by the sink or smelling their towels the next day after a shower. If it's clean, but it smells, and that's bacteria and mold, and they cannot get over it. And I always tease them, I hope you're not making your own laundry detergent because you got a lot better things to do. You could be making Texas salsa rather than that and just buy some damn stuff that works.
Okay, so think those chemicals have been tested. I was one of those that had hoped, at least, maybe not thought, but I was hoping. That number of industrial chemicals used in a household, 86,000. The FDA does 200 of them. Number regulated by them is only 5 of this number right here. And I will tell you the last time they did the testing was 10 years ago. But before that, I don't know if you can see it on the bottom of the screen, the last testing was in 1976 prior to 2016. So that's the last time that the safety law was updated prior to 10 years ago. So when are we going to see it again if the last one was done in 76? The truth about chemicals, you can see right there. The EPA is trying to wrap their arms around them, but if we have those, I put in there 84,000. Now here's 86 for something even what the EPA is going to say, and their ruling's not even out on all of these yet because the year isn't done. The bottom line is more than 86,000 chemicals are listed on the U.S. Chemical inventory with over 42,500 currently active. We're getting about 2,000 per year new chemicals and new toxins coming into our home. So that's a little bit scary. We are at an all-time high for hormonal issues. Again, digestive stress. Here is why. More folks with allergies in the history of the United States is now. There are some reasons. And yes, poor indoor air quality, respiratory issues. Yes, we're dealing with a lot. We're going to talk about that in a little bit about smoke and so on. But how many even aerosol sprays do we have in the house? How many chemicals? And I am ashamed to share, but I will, that I have respiratory issues to this day because there was 10 of us in the family, and my job primarily was to do the cleaning. And so I cleaned with a lot of chemicals looking back, and it definitely has affected, that's the only place that we can think of that I've have the amount of respiratory issues that I have came from cleaning our home primarily. So heavy metals, you'll see them right here, the metal itself. Everyday sources, you'll see right here. And basically a cellular impact. And the best way to work on these is to soak your feet in cilantro. So I would get one of those containers, just from plastic containers from, say, the dollar store, and put a half a cup of Epsom salt. Make sure that there is no like lavender or thyme or rosemary or anything in it. And then 5 drops of cilantro. And soak your feet as much as you can. If you can, 5, 6, 7 days, go ahead and do that a week. Chemical sensitivity, you will see some big numbers here as well. And I will tell you that a number of people are in here, and it is incredible to think multiple chemical sensitivity. That is a percentage of Americans that are struggling with that or have been diagnosed with that. And these numbers to me are just truly shocking that when you think of 1/4 being sensitive to things like that. I don't go to the mall and haven't been to the mall for a little bit because I open up the door to the mall and whatever's coming out in the vents it immediately attacks my respiratory system. And so I have to stay away from places like that. That is 1 in 4.
And then you can see here the particulates in the air, where they come from, and especially this year, at least in northern United States, the amount of smoke from wildfire and vehicle exhaust, that is something that we're normally not used to, but because of the change in the air and all of this. And I want to bring up one thing in here that is not on here is when you do campfires, don't burn garbage. Even if it's plastic cups or whatever, there is so much stuff that comes out of there that can be very disconcerting and very easily absorbed when you breathe it in. And of course, the long-term effects of that, the heart disease, the cancer, and immediate is the nose and throat irritation. And then when that happens, you get grouchy and you're not feeling you're the best to your spouse and kids. So keep that in mind. And the coughing, the headache, blah, blah, all of that stuff is acquainted to this. So keep the air, and the air could be in your house too. Next one. And here who would ever thought that we would have an air quality index on our Get the Weather map, which is really crazy that we're seeing that now. And as you can see, use those filters. Make sure you get quality used filters for your rooms. Change your furnace filters in the summer. And even in your cars, people neglect to change their cab filters. You change the oil filter, good for the oil, but not good for my breath. So keep that also changed. And like I said, the wildfires, the particulates that are moving, the things that are in that are, it's phenomenal what comes in that air. And there's been a lot of research done about when we breathe stuff, what it can affect. But keep that in mind too, that when we breathe good things can happen.
You will see I put in here what is the PM 2.5 mean, and there it is. So you'll see what it stands for and basically how it's measured. And so many states are affected drastically by the wildfires. Internal toxins and where do they come from? You can see right there. Also our endocrine system, our hormonal system, hormones are really these, not all toxins are from outside. Your body makes them too. And as we even breathe in what's happening and what's happening to our system due to all the illnesses and inability to get pregnant and the health issues, that major health issues that are going on right now. Adding toxic load, heavy metals, again, internal waste, and we'll see right here what happens when you're under load. You'll see here any overloaded cell can't do its job, and here it is. So the big picture is toxic load blocks nutrition, energy, and repair. So when I talk about the nutrition, I say we should make sure that every day, minimally once a day, we're doing balance on the bottom of our foot, left foot for that reason. Why is there a lack of energy and cells being repaired that we have to look at DDR prime and a number of things because of all the chemicals that we're dealing with right now. And they're overloaded. We're going to start it up on the top real quick in our food. The colors, the artificial colors that are there, and the hyperactivity in our children because of that. Think of the yellow and the reds from even macaroni and cheese if you're not making your own. The cereals that have it in. the artificial sweeteners, the preservatives, the flavor enhancers, the GSMSG, sorry about that. The high fructose corn syrup. You'll just see there's so many things here found in our foods. And now we're going to talk about all the people that are maybe even have a soda next to their computer right now. What is it? Chemicals found in our soda, or if you call it pop. You will see there, I don't need to go through all these. If you've got your kids or somebody else that are big soda drinkers, make sure you take a picture of this because there is nothing here at all that is good for us. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. At least 63 chemicals are used in our plastic food packaging, and that has to even be like saran wrap. And here is our water jugs. I'm really honestly surprised that these are still out there. So like we put essential oils in our water, think of carrying this either a stainless steel, a glass, or a porcelain at all times. And just don't use plastic. And the containers, like I said, you'll see here just a little bit where those are. Over the past 2 years, the microplastics have detected, and look at this. This is before the babies are born, and breast milk and lung tissues. And it's just, to me, so unbelievable that it's happening. And you're going to see some stats here soon of babies when they come out and of the womb and what their blood work is really looking like. Common sources of everyday chemicals through drinking water. Food packaging is huge. Non-stick cookware, guys, check that out. We all know about personal care items and cosmetic, household cleaners. Some of these aren't surprising to you, and others, I think, probably are to some. Why is mixing chemicals bad? You can see right here. And I look back at cleaning toilets back in the day or scrubbing floors that were, dirty. What did I maybe put in my water to mix things to make sure things were clean? Like right here, mixing the wrong chemicals can do what? Toxic gases, heat, explosions even. So very, very, very harmful. Common household chemicals, never to mix. Look at these right here. Look at your bleaches and your ammonias and things like that.
Sandy, those chemicals not to mix, we'll have to tell our housekeeper not to make sure she doesn't do that.
All right. So not too many slides back, we talked about 86,000 total chemicals and how many active chemicals and inactive. You can see there. And the last time this was done is little over 2 years ago, which is really updated, to be honest. And it's showing right here what is happening. And there's only, of all of these, 200 that have been risked and basically tested, just not enough. And is our home slowly poisoning you? And I will bet if we look at these here, most of us still are using some of these somewhere in our home. And check out your soaps, your like foaming hand soaps, your candles. Do you have any candles and plugins and scent warmers, fabric softeners, reed, diffusers, lotions, essential oils that are not doTERRA? So look at all of these and then look at what these fragrances in these products cause. And so even if all of these took out just fragrances, what is really left that's harmful? A lot. Indoor air quality, again, I shared in some slides back, 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoors. And why is that? Sometimes up to 100 times. It's because of what we have in our home and which a lot of this we can't control. What's in our cabinets and what is in our furniture and our flooring. Things we can't, but we can do some of these others. A lot of things we can, but many we can't. And here's another one, your non-stick cookware. And what does it release? The forever chemicals and the pesticides. So, and there goes your tap water again. So we tied it through many so you can see how important that is. And again, mattresses, sofas, rugs in our home, things that we cannot, for the most part, do without. But the containers, our bottles, our food wrap, and what does it contain? These all affect our endocrine disruptors. And what is that? They're probably one of the number one things that we're hearing today is metabolism and hormones. When we see people going into perimenopause earlier than ever, they're just thinking about starting a family and they're already in perimenopause. And when also we see 6-year-olds starting their periods. So here is one shocking. This is one we carried over from other years as well. 232 toxins in umbilical cords. So go ahead and take a look at what these are and why is that. And I think we've talked about that already. And they're expecting 100% increase expected by 2030 on Parkinson's. And why? Look at this slide. It's incredible. So what's in a cigarette? Don't want to say a whole lot here. I'm not going to ever talk people out of smoking because they've made up their mind. But you'll see all of the concerns here. A lot of good stats here. And look at this. 69 to 70 known to cause cancer. So this is my very favorite part, ditch and switch. We're going to identify the toxins and then what can we replace them with. So this is not, to me, this is not doom and gloom anymore. This is all some good things. doTERRA products that can and help reduce the amount of toxins in our home. So here is huge disruptors. These are all your shampoo and conditioners and things that we have in our homes right now. And what can we ditch and what can we switch to? So feel free to take a picture of any of these. This will be available on Saturday as well, maybe Friday night, but usually on Saturday that this recording will be available. Feel free to share some of these pictures and a recording with folks. Daily detox is very important, even as much as just brushing your teeth. And the foundational wellness and the oils that we can use daily to help with these. Revitazen, detoxification. They couldn't have come out with a better time. I've been with doTERRA just about 13 and a half years. In the last year and a half, I have supported folks with fatty livers more than I have for the first 12 years of being in doTERRA. And the timing, like I said, this is just unbelievable. I think personally that these need to be in every single home. And this is just going to help a lot with those organs. There's your MetaPower. Get rid of the dyes, the food colorings and things like that in Gatorade, the sugar and all the things that are in there, and replace it with things like this here. You'll see all the many benefits. It comes in wild strawberry as well as lemon lime. And why detox daily with lemon in our water or grapefruit? But 30 and 90 day, guys, I will tell you, this has been the biggest thing that I have ever done. And I did my first one in January of 2026. This came out widely after last year's convention. Before that, I was doing a 30-day and a course daily right here. So this is so important.
And of course, get your water, try to maintain that proper sleep. And of course, do some movement, do some things around the house, mow the lawn, blah, blah, to get those things done. All of those will help with detoxing. And of course, stress relief. Take your time and for yourself, okay? A lot of people do certain yoga things, which is awesome stuff. And other people do some Tai Chi. My biggest thing is mowing the lawn. I love to mow the lawn. I won't go barefoot because my feet will be green. However, it's just awesome for this. So
I, on the other hand, take my shoes off and do some grounding and earthing.
That's not when you're pushing a lawnmower, though. Of course, yeah, remember, keep your environment clean from your car to your garage to your bedroom. Clean those filters. Wherever there's a filter, an air filter, get it cleaned.
Now we're moving to the kitchen. What is in your kitchen today from what we've had before? Now you've seen all the things we should avoid, all of the danger labels and so on. Here it is. This is what I spend my budget on, and it isn't much. The liquid dish soap, the On Guard concentrate in either Abode or On Guard, and then the dishwasher pods. Foaming hand soap, again. So keep this in mind as well. You got both On Guard and Abode. Great products. If you're on the go a lot, take your hand sanitizer or your gel and your sanitizing wipes as well. This is the biggest curse word that's out there, triclosan. I will tell you, it's in all of these things here. Look at this one word, if nothing more, in all of your mouthwash, soaps, cosmetics, you name it. Where do I replace all of that with? Right here. With the skincare line, the toothpaste, the foaming hand soap.
And what's in your toothpaste? It's amazing what regular toothpaste over the counter looks like. You look on the back, they actually give you the phone number to the poison center because that toothpaste, technically, if swallowed, is poison. So look at that. Use the toothpaste. doTERRA has a beautiful product out there. There may be other ones out there. I haven't found them yet, but this is an important one.
You see this word triclosan from this slide back here? Guess where it is? Toothpaste. Just saying.
Well, there it's a toothpaste. Got a couple different varieties. So get one that you like, the Super Mint. It's excellent. And always see how long you can go by squeezing, pounding, cutting, smearing, or whatever it is. I think I've had my toothpaste last about 90 days.
And I do the On Guard and Dale does the Superman. Can you imagine that?
And of course, same thing with mouthwash. Whatever you put in your mouth is going in your system. So why not put something that is good for you? Natural products that do the same thing as these other products, but without the loss of a kidney or a liver. So watch your mouthwash.
This is another real big one, guys, and it's back here, right here. SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, big S word, C word. Right here it is in your toothpaste, in your shampoo, in detergent, and in your mouthwash. So keep that in mind. And now we're going to go to sunscreen. Very, very important this time of year and has been. And as people go in the spring, January, February, March, whatever, and spring break, keep this in mind. We have been putting sunscreen on our skin that is baking in those chemicals. And here's common chemicals found in sunscreens. Again, take a picture of this. Up to 60% of what you put on your skin is absorbed in your body. Mineral versus chemical sunscreen. Look at these again. What do we want? What do we want to stay away from? Mineral sunscreen versus chemical sunscreens. The science, safety, and protection. What is, look at this. Another, I will bet everybody on the call probably knows someone in the last few years that have been struggling with some skin cancer. It has been very much, there was something on the Today Show, it'll be 2 years, it come next month, where she had 73 sunscreens and only 3 of them passed. All the rest did more damage than any good. And the FDA proposes 11 ingredients commonly found in sunscreens, and the rest avoid. And there they are. Here's the most common ingredients in there as well. So keep in mind, here we go back to our endocrine system and metabolism and reproductive and all those things. And here is some differences. You want these 4 here versus what's right here. Is it cheaper? May, but you only need a little bit of this right here. And then the benefits to the doTERRA mineral sunscreen collection as well. So what's lurking in your products? Look at what this is in skincare. You will see what is there, what is in your skincare products that we've been putting on, and what standard is it. There's absolutely, look at the standard for cosmetics. So that's got to change. Again, one last reminder, 60% of what we put on our skin is absorbed. How many chemicals in their products? They're saying right there 168 is exposed on a daily basis before she leaves her bathroom in the morning. That's before we touch our food and have any of that. 26 seconds, it's all it takes. It gets entered into our bloodstream. And this little one is showing us at 200 by 9 a.m. instead of 168. So the average person puts these on. Why do we have organ toxicity, cancer, hormonal disruptions, all the things that we've talked about? This is one place. Ladies that are out there, watch what you're putting on your skincare. Again, the same with our homes. What are you doing plugins and any of those types of things? The home fragrance market, huge, 24 billion, and it is expected to grow to 38 billion, guys, in the next 6 years. We need to help folks with the diffusers and to get something different in their homes. The doTERRA skincare lines don't have to worry about all those things that we just talked about. Their HD Clear Touch is still out there right here, and as well as a Barrage, and the amazing skincare lines that we're so fortunate to have, as well as all the spa products. Again, some more of those skincare. Love all of these. They're just everywhere, every one of these, everywhere in our home. What's in your shampoo and conditioner? Ingredients many people should look for. Here we're talking about that triclosan again. So look at these. I'm not going to go over each one of them. Ingredients of concern. I hope every one of you take a picture of this so that when you go purchase or replace, if you're not using doTERRA's, check what you have tonight before, if you wash your hair at night or if you wash it in the morning. Look to see what's in there. How easy? Replace it right there with doTERRA skincare, hair care, and these are amazing products. And all of them is right here, so we don't have to worry about that. And deodorant, we're going to ditch this and switch. It's incredible what these have done and eliminate what no longer we want in our home. Unfortunately, they're going to be going in the landfill, which we don't want either. So what's in your hand and body lotions? Anybody have any idea? Ingredients to watch for? Here this is again. Look at this nasty list and look for good ingredients in yours. And doTERRA's got a number of lotions, and here they are. You can do the Abode, the Rose, and I'm going to share right here. Kayla keeps me, I take this glass, I use the regular one, and in this one here, I have Shinrin Yuku. So do that as well. And then your soaps and body washes. Again, look at this. Ingredients to limit or avoid. There's your triclosan again. Ingredients to choose. Look at how many we want to avoid and the few things that we want to include. So keep it simple as much as you can. Here are some options for that to replace what you're currently using. In your laundry room, we said we were going to go through our home. We're just about there. There's your detergent, either Laundry Pods of Abode or the On Guard laundry detergent. Love, love, love it. And did you know that your washing machines are bleeding grounds for mold and mildew? How often do you clean your washing machines? Check that out. And what is in your detergent and fabric softeners? Again, what is hidden? Again, and here's fabric softeners. Hidden toxins. You can get the wool dryer balls, put a little oil on them, and good to go. And save yourself a lot of money as well as the danger that it does. So there's a dryer balls, purify lavender, whatever you'd like, or don't put any on, but it's great. Synthetic home fragrances. Here we talked about all of those things, the plugins that everybody's using. Some things to do right here. Penny per drop, no synthetic, uplifting and energizing versus all of these masking the odors. I'll look inside the products. Here it is. What's inside these home fragrances that we've been using for years? And look at all of these. Here are some great options. This one here won the award, Good Housekeeping Award last year, 2025. Some great diffusers. And here's my thing I want to leave you all with. I like my people like I like my products. Toxic.